Okay, so this is the Quill assembly here. Now, this machine's still in rebuild basically, so it's not fully operational. Unfortunately, there's no power to the motor. Just things to note before we go any further. Just the simple checks. Before you engage feed here, just make sure the lock's off first, because otherwise you're driving against the lock as well as obviously doing your drilling or whatever you're doing. When you're engaging, this doesn't want to be down like that, because you'll notice it shouldn't be able to engage. It's engaged, but it's not. So basically that shouldn't be touching there before you engage. It should be in fresh air. And the same if it's all the way up, you shouldn't be able to engage it. So just make sure little things like that first. The key thing is, I know you're having problems with the actual clutch overload and so on far too early. Just to note, first of all, there's a little forward and reverse here, but as well as forward and reverse, there's also neutral. So it needs to be either one way or the other. If it's in the centre, it could drive, but only be touching the gear. And there's quite a big dog gear there. It takes quite a bit to get it in. It can quite easily go like that. So don't force it, you've just got to sort of tease it in like this. So that needs to be either one way or the other, forward or reverse, depending on which way you've got the spindle going. Okay, so once that's in, feed should go in there, and again, this handle should be in one of the three positions, and then you should be fine for all the simple checks on the feed. The other thing to note is this handle here, disengage and engage the feed. Don't change it while it's running. Turn the machine off and then twist the spindle and get it in by hand only. So not while the spindle's running, that should be on engage. Okay. Okay, so you can see here, this is the clutch assembly. Now this is just one we've got out and on the shelf sort of thing. We thought we'd show you like this just so you get a better idea of what you're dealing with. We've just put those together. You can see that this is how the clutch works. Basic overload, the spring compresses and it just jumps around like that. So that's what's happening, as you can see it in real life. Now to adjust it, to increase the power, what you do is you see this grub screw here, slacken that off and then you twist this ring here, and it's a right-handed thread, so you just twist that way to tighten, but just do it sort of like a quarter turn at a time, because you don't want to go too far and it's quite sensitive, and then just tighten up. But we'll show you actually how it's situated on the machine in a minute or so for the next video. Okay, so we're just going to go into the start taking the clutch cover off now. So what you do is you just undo these two Allen screws here, and I'll just stop and cut to the chase in a second. Okay, so we've taken the two screws out now, and we're just gently teasing the clutch assembly out. It's just on a hook, you can see here, and it's just come out nice and easy there. So that's the clutch assembly we saw before. It's just on a little hook here as well that goes in there. That just comes out nice and easy there. If you just twist that round, you can see it's exactly the same assembly that we were playing with earlier.
Exactly the same as the one you just showed me.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the actual one in the machine. So again, you just undo this grub screw, twist the locking nut to increase the tension on the spring here, just a quarter turn at a time, because you don't want to get to the point where there's just too much tension on it and it's not actually functioning as a clutch. So just quarter turn at a time, and then lock this back up again and start to reassemble back in. Okay, back in.
Line the key.
Line the key up. And then hook back in there and gently put it in. This is sprung low, just watch out for that, because That's sprung loaded as well. That's the push on here, and gently tease the assembly back in. Okay, and screws back in. Okay, so situated on the left hand side of the machine now.